I done seen these street eat the best of niggas and teach the rest of niggas. If God willing every time, I'm gonna blame my nigga. I remember I had...
Yo. YouTube family, what's honey? Coming at you one more time, man, with a new video, with a new story, man, telling you the ins and outs of what goes on in the chain gang, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All truth, no fables, no exaggeration, no embellishing, none of that cap shit, man. I'm letting you know what's going on, man. You know, I've been watching a lot of other people's videos on YouTube about prison and stuff like that, and I've been like, bruh, stop the cap, bruh. Like, stop it, man. Stop the madness, man. But anyway, before I get into today's story, man, y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so that you'll be alerted every time I come out with a new video. Alright, let's get into this. Today, man, I'm going to tell y'all about some of the weirdest, strangest, bizarre, fucked up as cellmates that I had, man, in my little 12-year run. So, first of all, for the most part, in general, I was pretty blessed, bro. I have to say, I was pretty blessed. To most of the cellmates, roommates, or whatever that I had was like, it pretty cool, you know what I mean? I really can't complain about them. You know, as a grown man, you don't want to be sharing no room, especially no little bitty ass cell with another man, smelling another motherfucker farts and hearing them snoring and all that other fuck shit. So, you know, it's always something to complain about. You ain't never just gonna just have that perfect cellmate, bro. But I have had some really, really, really good roommates. But today, I'm gonna tell y'all about my 3 worst. So, usually in most prisons, you're gonna have like, it's a 2-man room. So, the first prison that I went to actually had 6-man rooms. It was 6 people, you know what I mean? But most other prisons that I went to was only 2-man cells, or certain dorms that I was in was open dorm. But, so I'm gonna tell y'all about 3 of the worst roommates that I can remember. Alright. So to start it off, it was this guy, man. It was a black dude. I don't remember his name, man. I can't remember his name for shit. I can't remember his name for shit, man. But he was a black dude. He was like 45 years old, man. And this stupid ass nigga, he had did 10 years in the feds prior to him getting this prison sentence. He did 10 years in the feds on an armed robbery because he robbed a bank. And on this sentence, he had 40 years on another armed robbery that he had did, right? But the whole time I'm in the room with this motherfucker, he claiming that he was innocent, right? He like, man, I'm innocent, bro. Like, every single chance he got to explain his innocence, he gonna give me the rundown of what happened in his case, alright? And he was like, man, these folk got me fucked up, you know, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, man, I'm innocent, man, da-da-da-da, you know, all that fuck shit, right? So, you know, I was letting him slide on a whole lot of shit, like normal shit that I would say something about or speak out against, you know what I mean, or complain about to him, you know what I mean. I was letting him slide on it because I was like, I felt bad for the dude because I was like, man, they got bro locked up 40 years on some shit he ain't do, you know what I mean, so I'm gonna let that ride, right? So, first of all, this dude was one of the only cellmates that I had that fucking snored, bro, like a motherfucker, bro. Like, this nigga snored so goddamn loud and so disturbing. I had to take my earbuds to my radio and just let the static play. You know how you got a radio station, but it's not receiving no reception, no good signal to a radio station, so it's just static and it's just. I had to sit there and just let that shit play in my ear to avoid hearing this motherfucker snore all goddamn night, right? Alright, so that was that. And then, like, bruh, no matter what conversation we had, this nigga is going to connect it to how he got screwed over by the court system. Like, we could be talking about fucking frying chicken, bruh. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, you know, frying chicken, bro, that shit be good, bro. You put them seasoning in that batter and you goddamn fry that shit like this here and da-da-da. And he gonna be like, hell yeah, that shit good, bro. Matter of fact, frying chicken, that shit remind me of how them folk fry my ass and goddamn the court system. Bro, look, bro, every fucking topic we talked about, man, I might be telling him about how I was fucking this bitch on the street or something. I'm like, man, that bitch was bad as hell, bro. Let me tell you how I met that bitch, bro. Woo, goddamn, I remember the first night I fucked that bitch, blah, 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 blah. And he gonna be like, yeah, man, you know, that shit remind me of how the court system fucked me over and blah, 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 blah. And go right into the story of his case, right? And I'm like, bro. But there was a hole in this nigga's story. I'm the type of nigga, I'm a listener, bro. Like, I listen to everything that a person tells me. So while you talking, the more you talk, I'm finna be catching the little small details and be like, wait a minute, man, this shit don't add up, right? So this is the story he told me. So he said, you know, he did 10 years in the feds and he met this one guy in the feds, right? And when they got out, when they both got out, they reconnected. So my cellmate, he was up in Atlanta, living in Atlanta somewhere, got his wife and his kids, you know what I mean? He working a job, he doing good, you know what I mean, up in Atlanta. And this guy who was his cellmate in the feds had got out and was living in Savannah. So this is the story that he told me. He said that the guy from Savannah was in Atlanta visiting with his wife. And they was in Atlanta. And he hit him up and was like, hey, I'm in Atlanta. Let's connect. Let's go out, you know what I mean, with our wives. You know what I mean? Let's go out and hang out. So my cellmate, I can't remember this motherfucking name, bro. But they connected, they met up. So one night they went out to go eat with the wives. It was a Saturday. So on Saturday, they went to go eat, you know what I mean? They did whatever they did, you know what I mean? They went home. The cellmate, he goes to, well, the Savannah dude goes to his hotel with his wife. My cellmate goes back home. The next morning was a Sunday, right? So on that Sunday, dude was like, look, let's go to the gym. You know what I mean? Let's hit the gym, just me and you type shit. So my cellmate like, okay, let's go to the gym. You know what I mean? Whatever. So cellmate packs his bag and they go to the gym. Boom. They hit the gym. They get it in. They leave. Now, when they went to the gym, they rode in the other dude's car. So after they hit the gym, goddamn, they went out to eat again. All right. Cellmate goes home, take a shower. You know what I mean? Get his wife. They go out to eat again on Sunday evening. After that, his friend goes back to Savannah. Alright. However later, several weeks later, several months later, or whatever, the police come knocking in his door. My cellmate. They come knocking in his door. Talking about he's a suspect in this armed robbery that happened in Savannah. So apparently somebody done robbed this little corner store with this Arab motherfucker. And goddamn, they done robbed the spot. So they coming to get, so the dude got caught. Alright. So my bunkmate, my roommate, my cellmate, he like, yeah, man, they came to get me, talking about the evidence they had on me was in my gym bag. I had my wallet with my ID when we went to the gym on Sunday morning. I had my ID in the bag and left it in his truck. And then after we went to go eat and all of that, I left my bag in his truck. And then they left and went to Savannah. He hit the robbery and got caught. My ID in my bag is in his truck. So they see my ID. So they come pick me up because they see that I got priors for robbing shit. So I'm like, okay. This shit didn't sound right to me because I'm like, okay. If you go work out in the morning and you left your bag, your gym bag, in Buddy car with your wallet, then later on Sunday evening, y'all went out to go eat. And you went home to go change and everything before y'all went to go eat. To me, it seemed like you would have noticed that you left your bag when you went back home to go take a shower and go change clothes and get ready to go eat. You finna pack your pockets like, oh shit, where my wallet at? Because I gotta pay for the meal this evening. Where my wallet? Oh yeah, I left it in bruh's car. Now that's what I'm thinking about the whole time. But I ain't saying nothing about it. That's just a little hole that I poked in his story. But I never said nothing about it. I'm just letting it ride. You know what I mean? I'm letting home get away with all type of fuck shit. Cause I'm like, man, home innocent. I understand he mad and frustrated. I'ma let him have that, right? So one day, we got high. Let me tell you something weird this motherfucker used to do. One day we used to smoke weed in the room, me and him, right? After lockdown, like 11 o'clock, like lockdown, everybody go in their room, go to sleep or whatever. So me and him would smoke some weed. So we be chopping it up. This is like a little sidebar to his weirdness. Bruh, this the only man I know. We smoke some weed and goddamn, he'll be telling me a story high and fall asleep in his bed. I'm on the top bunk. He on the bottom bunk. He'll be in the middle of a sentence. Fall asleep. In the middle of the sentence. Fall asleep. And I'm like, okay, home sleep. He down there snoring. I'm enjoying my high off in Wonderland. Enjoying my thoughts high. 45 minutes later, hour later, this motherfucker wake up and complete his sentence. Bro, listen, they're the only person I ever encountered that do that shit. He would be in the middle of a sentence, fall asleep. 45 minutes to an hour later, he'll wake up. And he will complete the sentence. Not just talk about the subject. He'll complete the sentence right where he left off at 45 minutes ago when he fell asleep. But anyway, that's a sidebar. Alright, one night we smoked some weed. This after like 3, 4, 5 months. I done been in the cell with this dude, right? Taking this nigga shit, right? And we getting high one day. And he pop up like, hey man, bro, you know that robbery I'm in here for, bro, I did that shit. He like, bro, I did that shit, bro. I'm like, man, ain't no way, bro. So he confessed to me one day high, you know what I mean, saying that the friend came to Atlanta to visit, explained to him the move, the robbery that they were going to do on the corner store. And he actually traveled back to Savannah with the dude. And they actually robbed the dude. So I'm like, bro, you mean tell me after the whole time, man, you telling me you goddamn innocent, bro, I'm feeling sorry for you and shit, bro. You turns out you really goddamn robbed this nigga, bro. And he like, yeah, bro, yeah. Weird, bro. Weird ass roommate, bro. That shit crazy, bro. Alright. So anyway, that was him. Second dude. Matter of fact, I couldn't remember the name of the first dude, but I remember the names of the two other dudes, and I'm gonna show y'all the mug shots of these two other dudes just to give you a description of who these motherfucker was. Now, this second dude, his name was Daryl Ross. I'm gonna tell y'all about Daryl Ross. Matter of fact, Ross might take the cake for the weirdest motherfucker that I ever experienced in my life. Now, when you in prison, especially you doing 10 plus years, you're gonna run into some weird, strange ass, crazy ass, psycho motherfuckers, whether they your roommate or not. But Ross got the award for being the most weirdest person that I ever met, period. Whether it was in prison, outside of prison, my whole life. This nigga is the weirdest nigga that I ever fucking met. Alright. Now, I get transferred to a prison. I was going to Smith State. They had to been like 2016, 2017, some shit like that, right? Alright, I get to Smith. They moved me into a dorm. Me and Ross got to Smith on the same day. And they just so happened to move me and Ross into the same cell on the same day. So he just getting to the prison and I'm just getting to the prison. But he fresh in the chain gang. Fresh with a life sentence. That man got a life sentence now. No parole. And he fresh in the cell. He just got locked up. I done did like 7, 8, 9 years at that time. Alright. We get to the cell. You know what I mean? We introduce, ourselves to each other. You know what I mean? Whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. This nigga here, first of all, Ross was like 5'3". He was a black dude. He was like 5'3". And he was short as fuck, bro. He was an old Rumpelstiltskin looking at motherfucker, right? He was like 5'3", like 110, 115 pounds. Had a big ass long head. He had one of them heads that your head big because you got that big ass back part, right? But anyway, funny looking motherfucker, E.T. looking at nigga, right? Funny ass looking at motherfucker. Talk funny, his voice was real weird, right? So, he always start a sentence, right? Then how the nigga start a sentence, I don't give a damn what he finna say. He always gonna start with, well. That's how he talk, right? He might say anything. He might say, hey, Ross, what the hell you got going on, man? He be like, well, I'm writing a little letter to my family. Man, listen, bro, that nigga was weird, bro. So, alright. At first, when I first met him, I was like, okay, he's a funny looking motherfucker. But I ain't think none of that. And I was like, okay. We talking at first, the initial little conversations, you know what I mean? He didn't really seem too throwed off like that. But as days passed, this was the first red flag. This was the first strike. Bruh, this motherfucker didn't take no showers for like 2 months, bruh. And I ain't exaggerating, bro. Y'all know me, bro. Y'all know me. Y'all know I don't do no capping, no exaggeration, none of that bullshit. Listen, for the sake of y'all to not think that I'm exaggerating, from my mental recollection, I'm going to be safe and just say, okay, he ain't take no shower for the first 6 weeks. I think it was 2 months, but I'm just going to say a month and a half, 6 weeks, just to be safe. All right. Reason being why he didn't take no showers was because, first of all, he ain't had shit. He was fresh in the prison. So when you get fresh down the road, as we say, you don't really have no property. So when you take a shower, you want to goddamn use some shower shoes. Now, shower shoes is a must when you taking a shower in the prison shower. You gotta have these little shower shoes, cause you ain't finna step up in that shower barefoot. It's not recommended. That's highly unrecommended, right? So he ain't had no shower shoes. So I gave him, a week grace period for that. Like, okay, you ain't got shit. I'm gonna give you about a week so you can order you some shower shoes. You can hop your ass in that shower, right? Bruh, now, that's the first reason why he ain't take no shower. When he finally did, so I'm like, look, bro, I can buy you some shower shoes. They ain't nothing but like $1.50 on the store. Let me order you some shower shoes, and you can goddamn handle your business, and you don't even owe me nothing, you know what I mean? It's all gravy, right? So I get the man some shower shoes off the store. So that was the first reason. Second reason why he didn't want to take no shower, because this man had some type of foot infection, bro. Some type of foot infection or some type of disease that the doctors didn't even know what the fuck it was. You hear me? Listen to me now. This man had some type of foot condition that doctors, his whole life, he been going to the doctor. They been trying to figure out what the fuck wrong with your feet. And can't nobody come up with no valid explanation to what the fuck this nigga had going on with his feet, bro. Listen, man. The man's feet. You know how you take a blow pop, right? You know how you got a blow pop, you know what I mean? You know little blow pops, right? You know how you can bite a blow pop, or you might tap a blow pop on something hard and it'll crack like some glass. Or you might bite a blow pop and it'll crack. This man's toenails used to just crack. Like for no reason. Like no reason, bro. I ain't lying to you, bro. Listen. This man toenails, every last one, big toenail to the pinky toe nail, they would just simultaneously, like sporadically, like spontaneously just crack like glass. And then they would start bleeding. I'm finna let that sink in for a minute. They would just start bleeding, bro. Like, they would crack, like, psh. And then it would be like blood. Like, it not like just running blood bleeding, but it would be like blood, apparent blood, like just there, like bleeding, like for no reason, bro. And they didn't know why. And then after the blood dried up, you know what I mean? His shit would stink, bro. Like, you know how, like, you might have a Band-Aid on, like, for too long, and you got that Band-Aid on your finger or something. You know how you done had it on for too long, and it done got wet and all that shit, and then you take it off, and it stank like fungus, ass, meat, raw shit smell like, you know, like it'll smell like that, but it'll be pungent. Like it'll be potent. Like it'll like fill the whole room with stench. Listen, bro. I ain't lying, bro. Like, and it'll stink. And that's one of the other reasons why he was scared to take a shower. Cause he was like, I'm scared to get in the public prison shower because I know them showers is nasty and I don't want the nastiness to seep into my feet. So, man ain't take no shower, right? He was trying to take little bird baths. You know how you take a bird bath? You got a sink in the cell. He was trying to take little bird baths, like just wash off with a washcloth, just to keep himself kind of fresh. But it wasn't working too good. You know what I mean? Bruh, this nigga was so stank. This man feet smelled like raw dead flesh. Like, stank, bro. And also, this nigga would not leave the room, bro. So it's like chain gang etiquette. Like chain gang had all kind of unwritten rules and etiquette that's like you just supposed to know to do this or don't do that, right? And one of them is you supposed to leave the motherfucking room, bro. Like, get the fuck out the room sometime, bro. Like, let your roommate have some space for an hour, 2 hours. Go sit your ass out in the day room, the living room, and go watch TV. Or go hang out with somebody in they cell. Or go work out. Or go play some cards or some chess. Or do something. Just get your ass about the room. Bro, listen. Holmes did not leave the fucking room unless it was time to go eat. You hear me? This man in the room. I remember one time I was chilling. So Ross had the top bunk. I had the bottom bunk, right? So I used to have people come over and chill out. We'd be sitting on the bed, kicking and talking shit, whatever. And one time my little partner was like, he seen my roommate crawling out the bed to get down, and he ain't say shit. You know what I mean? He just got up and washed his hands, whatever he did. My partner was like, bro, your roommate like a house cat. Like, bro, your roommate like a sneaky, silent house cat, bro. Like, he just be up there in his bed just chilling. He don't say shit. Then he just crawl down off the bed and don't say shit. But anyway, so, alright. That wasn't all that made him weird, alright? But that's weird enough, alright? Let me tell you about this man Charles. Now remind you, this man is 5'3", probably about 110, 115 soaking wet, alright? This man was charged with rape. How do 5'3", 110-pound man rape anybody? I don't know. But he was charged with rape, and he was charged with armed robbery, and he was charged with some more shit. Alright, he had a life sentence. Now, this is the story of his charges. It don't make absolutely no sense to me. But I let you be the judge, right? So it what he claimed. He say that he used to sell shit on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. You know, all the little platforms where you could sell your shit. Alright, so he say that he would buy stuff from people for a low price, and then he would take their shit and then resell it for a higher price. And he was making a lot of little money off that. Okay, I can go for that because I done did that shit. I still do that shit, you know, so from time to time. Alright, so he said that he had bought a taser from somebody offline, right? He bought a taser, alright, and he bought some more shit that apparently this stuff that he bought was linked to a rape case and an armed robbery case. Apparently somebody had used this taser and used some other stuff in an armed robbery and then sold it to him on Facebook. So he say, alright. Now, that's pretty understandable. That could happen. You never know. That could happen. Alright, now, second part of his case, he says that one day he was in his apartment complex, and this is his exact words. I remember it verbatim to this day. This was his exact words. He said that outside of his window, he heard a girl crying. So he was like, yeah, I heard this girl crying outside my window, and it sounded like she needed help. So he went and gathered his little book bag, and he put some duct tape, and he put some rope, and he put a taser, and he put a BB gun inside of his little backpack and his little Captain Saberho kit, and got down, strapped it on his back, and then he went out to go save whoever this damsel was in distress. He claimed that when he got there, the police was already on the scene, because I guess he had took so long to pack his Captain Saberho kit. And by the time he got to the scene, the police was already there. When the police was there, he says that they recognized him and said that the property managers of the apartment complex had already described him as being a suspicious character that had been hanging around the apartment complex, going in people's windows, stealing shit. Now, remind you, this man is 5'3", 110 pounds. If somebody describe you, it ain't too many other motherfuckers that gonna fit that description. But anyway, and then so they locked him up. When they locked him up and they go into his little goodie bag, they find this taser and the duct tape and the rope. And this taser apparently had been linked to a home invasion, an armed robbery, and a raping that had took place. I guess the tasers got serial numbers on them or something. I don't know. Never dealt with them. But this is his story where the math is not mathing. Alright. So he said he got locked up. Now, he claimed he had nothing to do with none of the alleged accusations. But he said he knew who did. He said, I know exactly who actually did it, because I bought the stuff from the man, and he did that shit, and I know he did it, but I ain't want to tell on him, because I ain't no snitch. And I'm like, okay, okay, you got a life sentence, okay, and you know who did it, and you ain't had nothing to do with it, okay, but you took it to trial. And I know when people take shit to trial, they got some witnesses most of the time. And I know the witnesses, they gonna look at you because I asked them. I said, well, this dude who you think or who you know did it, how tall was he? He said he was like 6 foot. I'm like, okay. I was like, how much he weighed? He was probably about like 200 pounds. I said, okay. Now, with that being said, when you took it to trial, I would think that whoever the victim was of this rape, if they got raped by a 6 foot motherfucker, 200-pound motherfucker, they not gonna look at you and say, oh yeah, that's the 5'3" motherfucker, E.T. looking motherfucker that raped me. Makes sense to me. Math didn't math up. But I ain't really say nothing about it, because I be knowing motherfucker be lying. But I be like, bro, go ahead and tell your little story, bro, because it's just entertainment to me at this point. So yeah, that was his story, and he stuck to it. So I was like, I mean, okay, bro. I mean, okay, man. So yeah, that was Ross, bro, and that was the weirdness. Ross was by far the weirdest motherfucker I ever encountered. Goddamn, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of him. Alright. Third motherfucker. And I really hate to put this man on my list of the weirdest cellmates I done had. Cause he was cool as fuck, bro. He was a white dude. He was cool as hell, except for one incident. It only was one incident that took place that made me have to put him on the list. Everything else, bro, home was cool as a fan. I ain't had no problem with him. Matter of fact, he blessed me and took care of me for a long time. Gave me money and all kind of shit. I mean, it's all good. But the one incident that took place with that man, I gotta put him on the list of this shit was weird as fuck. And let me tell you about it. So, this man name was Eric Bone. Eric Bone. That was his real name. Alright. This was an old white man. He was probably about late 40s, early 50s, some shit like that, right? Now, this white dude, I moved into this man's cell. I came out the hole. Why did I go to the hole? I went to the hole. Oh, I got caught with a phone. Got caught with a phone. Got out the hole. They sent me to this dorm. I was Bone roommate, right? I move in the dorm. I move in the room with Bone. Now, Bone was a rich ass white boy. Bone owned property and all kind of shit. And every single Wednesday, his mama would send him like $4,000 or some shit like that, right? Like, and the reason how I know this is because Bone was a meth head. Bone liked the ice. Alright. And he would run up a tab. He would go get ice from all these different people, and he would run up like a $1,200, $1,400 tab every week. And he was like, man, don't worry about it. On Wednesday, I'm gonna call my mama, and she gonna send me the money, and I'm gonna pay all my debts. Alright. Now, Bone would go to the store. He would go to the commissary in 3 names. He would go in my name in the store. He would go in his name in the store, and he would go in somebody else's name. So he would have 3 big ass bags full of little goodies, full of little snacks, little chain gang, zoom, wham, wham. And he wouldn't eat none of that shit. Guess who he would let eat that shit? Me and goddamn whoever else he let eat that shit. Them motherfucker would get all type of shit, bro. And he was a meth head. You know meth motherfuckers don't eat. They might eat like once a week. When they high come down, they might eat some shit and then get high again, and they ain't gonna eat shit else for like 3-4 days. And there ain't no problem with them. So, shit, that was a good thing about Bone, because at the time, I ain't had shit going on, you know what I mean? So he was like, look, bunk mate, look, man, my locker box always unlocked. You got some of my food in your box. Whenever you want something to eat, man, you ain't even gotta ask me. You ain't even gotta tell me about it, man. Just go and get what you want. You know, I'm like, shit, okay, I'm in that motherfucker making burritos, making good old nacho, making coffee, making all kind of Kool-Aid and all kind of good shit. And I'm straight. Now, he used to be on the ice. He might, look, so this is what he used to do. This motherfucker, you know them ice heads, they don't sleep. They stay up goddamn 2-3 days, right, straight, no sleep. They just be up all night doing whatever the fuck they doing. Now, meanwhile, I'm in the bed in the top bunk, sleep. I'm knocked out, I'm asleep. And apparently this is what he would do. He would goddamn use up all his drugs, and then he would come talking about he lost his shit and he need to find it. But really, he'd be done use that shit. But his mind telling him that he lost it. So he'll be up in the cell all night, tearing his shit up. I wake up in the morning, all that man's shit would be all on the floor. Alright? And he'd be like, oh, bunk mate. Oh, man, listen. I'm sorry, man. I know I kept you up all night last night. I'm sorry, man. Look, here. Take this green dot. Like, at the time, we were using green dots. I don't know if y'all familiar with what green dots is, but that's, anyway. You know what I mean? We was using green dots to buy shit. He be like, look, man, take this green dot, man. I'm sorry for keeping you up. It might be like a $40 green dot. You know what I mean? It's $40. You know what I mean? Or one day he might be like, look, man, I'm sorry I kept you up. Look, man, that motherfucker down there in room such and such, he owe me $30 in food on store day. Fill you out a store list for $30 and just give it to him and just get that food, on store day. And I be like, shit, I was like, shit, bro, you really wasn't disturbing me last night. I was asleep. But if you insist, I'm not gonna resist. Alright, so or he'll be like, look, bunkmate, I'm sorry, man. This is how it always would go every night. He'll be like, look, bunkmate, I'm sorry, man, for keeping you up all night, man. I know I'm making a lot of noise. Man, look, take that ice. Matter of fact, take that ice. It's like $80 worth of ice. Goddamn, it's a motherfucker in this dorm on this side of the prison. If you go to him, he'll buy it from you, bro. He'll give you $80 for it, bro. Just take it to him. And I'd be like, shit, alright. So, Bone was cool as fuck on that tip. Now this is where Bone fucked up at in my book. This is where I had to move the fuck out the room after this shit right here. Let me tell you about it. So, Bone dad had died. And sometimes when your family members die, they would let the inmate go to the funeral, depending on the situation. Alright. Now when you go to the funeral, the sheriff or one of the deputies or whatever from your county, wherever your home county is, they'll come get you, and then you gotta get in handcuffs and get escorted to the funeral by the sheriff, and you can be present at the funeral with the sheriff right there watching your ass, right? Alright. And it's normally like a day. Normally it takes like a day. You leave in the morning, you come back late that evening. So, Bone dad died. And before Bone left, he said, look, my family is really an important family in our little county. So when the sheriff come get me, the sheriff know me. So he gonna let me get some dope. And he gonna let me bring it back, and it ain't gonna be no problem. He's like, I'm gonna bring back a whole bunch of dope. He's like, watch what I tell you. I'm like, shit, okay, whatever. So Bone go to his dad's funeral. Sure enough, later on that night, Bone come back. And goddamn, he like, hey, bunkmate, goddamn, let me get the room for a minute. I gotta take a shit. So I'm like, okay, cool. Normally when somebody gotta take a shit, you tell your roommate you gotta take a shit. Your roommate leave out the room. You close the door, and goddamn, you put a little piece of tissue up on the door to let motherfucker know you taking the shit, so that don't nobody come fucking with you. So Bone put tissue up on the door. This motherfucker was in the room for over an hour, bro. This motherfucker in the room for probably about an hour and a half, bro. So I'm like, man, what the fuck this man doing in the room, man? Let me back in there, motherfucker, right? So after about an hour and a half, I go knocking on the door. Like, hey, bro, it ain't that much shit in the world, bro. You need to open up this goddamn door, bro. So he opened up the door. Listen, bro. When I walked in the door, the whole room smelled like shit. The whole room smelled like shit, bro. So I'm just like, damn, bro. I'm thinking like, okay, you just got to take a shit. So, the room gonna smell like shit. But I'm like, man, it's something strange about this shit smell right here. So he like, look, bunkmate, I need your help. You know what I mean? Cause Bone was an older dude, so he had somebody's phone. Somebody let him use the phone. But he ain't know how to goddamn work the new smartphone and shit. So he like, I need you to goddamn send this text message to my people right quick. So I'm like, alright, I really don't want to be in this shitty ass smelling ass room, but okay, I'm gonna help you out, and I'm gonna send the text messages for your ass. So before I go fuck with the phone, I look beside the toilet and I see some shit on the wall. Now it's some shit like two little specks of turds on the wall, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that, bro? And he was like, oh shit. I'm like, oh shit, my bad. He go to get a rag, He go to wiping off the wall and shit. He like, damn, my bad, my bad. I'm like, man, you need to clean them motherfucker up, bro. Cause this shit smell like shit, bro. You can wipe down all these walls, man. Goddamn, this shit crazy, bro. So I get some bleach and some smell good shit. I go to goddamn, splashing that shit all on the walls and let him go and wipe that shit down, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Now the room smell a little better. Now, he on the bottom bunk, I'm on the top bunk. So now we finna handle this business with the phone. Let me tell you, I go to sit down in that man bed, right? I go to sit down in that man bed, bro. And as soon as I like sat down into the bed, and like it was like I had sat into a bubble of shit. It was like an invincible, intangible bubble. Like as soon as I sat down, it's like I said, bloop, and I was inside of this bubble, and it smelled like shit. And I'm like, God damn, it smell like shit on this nigga bump. So I'm like, okay, now I started to goddamn lean back in the bed and go to fucking with the phone. But I'm like, something in my mind was like, no, don't lean back, bro. Don't lean back in this man bed, bro. Cause this shit stink, bro. You don't want to lean back. It's a good thing that I didn't. I'm gonna tell you in a minute why. So I'm like, okay, this nigga bed smell like shit. I'm sitting on like the edge of the bed, and I'm like, man, what you need me to tell your people, bro? So he like, yeah, tell them this, that, and the third, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay. So I send out a couple text messages for him. I hand him the phone back, bro. I just happened. Some told me to turn around and look. I turned around and looked, bro. Bro, I turned around and looked, and it was a pair of boxers, some white drawers, and it was a pair of drawers, and it had a pile of shit. It was a pair of drawers, man, and it had a pile of shit sitting on the drawers, right? And I'm like, man, what the fuck is that, bro? I'm like, man, what the fuck is that? So he like, oh shit, my bad, but man, he take his sheet and he just throw his sheet over the shit. He threw his sheet over the shit. So I'm like, man, what the fuck? Now at this point, I'm mad. I'm like kind of heated. Now I don't really get mad like that, but at this point, I hop up. I'm like, what the fuck you got going on, man? What the fuck? Why the fuck you got a pile of shit in your bed on the fucking drawers, man? What the fuck, bro? So he like, nah, look, I brought back some dope, but I had to put it in my ass. So when I came back, when I used the restroom, I had to shit it out. But when I shitted it out, I had to dig through the shit to get the dope. So I'm like, bro, why the fuck you had to put the dope in your ass, bro? I thought you said that the sheriff was gonna let you just come back in with the dope, bro. And he was like, yeah, the sheriff let me get the dope from my county home, but when I got back to the prison, I knew them folk were gonna shake me down, so I had to put it in my ass. So I'm like, bro, okay. I'm like, well, when you went to shit out, like, it didn't occur to you to, like, I don't know, wear some gloves, some rubber gloves, and like dig through the shit while it's still inside the toilet and just pull the dope out of the toilet. And he was like, yeah, but I ain't wanted to get all wet, it being in the toilet. So I just squatted on the ground and shit it on my drawers, and I just dug through the shit on my bed. So I'm like, man, I'm like, look, bro. I said, this why the room smell like shit like that, bro. It explains it all. So I said, you know what? I immediately went to packing my shit. I went to packing my shit up, bro. I'm like, bro, I can't sleep in the room with your ass no more, bro. Like, you done exceeded the limits of weirdery. Of weirdery. I know that ain't no word, but he had exceeded the limits of weirdery. So, it just so happened that one of my friends was having problems with his roommate, and he came to me like a week prior to this and was like, "Look, Shakir, bro, you want to switch rooms with me? I'll give you $50, bro, if you switch rooms with me." But it was like a week ago. So I go to packing up my shit. I go and holler at Ophelia. Ophelia was the friend of mine that wanted to switch rooms. I pull up on Ophelia. I was like, "Hey, bro, you still want to give me $50, man, to trade room with you?" He was like, "Hell yeah." He was like, "Hell yeah, you want to do that?" I was like, "Hell yeah, bro. We got to do that shit right now, bro. Like, we got to do that shit right now, bro." So, me and Ophelia switched room, man. And yeah, that was that, bro. I'm going to show you a picture of Eric Bone. Man, listen, bro. This shit was too crazy, man. But anyway, those had to be the 3 weirdest motherfuckers that I ran into, man. And luckily, you know, like I say, man, I was blessed to really have some real cool roommates, you know what I mean, that we saw eye to eye on a lot of things. I had some other weird roommates, you know what I mean, but those 3 was, you know, the top 3. But anyway, man, I hope y'all enjoyed that little bit, man. Hey, look, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all fuck with me. Help me expand this channel, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Oh yeah, wait a minute before I go. I'm finna show y'all these pictures of these motherfuckers too. Hold on. Give me a minute. So yeah, that was them 2 motherfucking pictures I just put on the screen. The first black dude, that was Daryl Ross. And the second dude, that was Eric Bone. I tried to figure out how to goddamn put their pictures up like on the same screen type shit, but I don't know how to do all that shit. But anyway, that's them. Hey man, y'all stay tuned for some more good shit I got coming up. You know what I mean? Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, fuck with me. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.